How do you even make videos again? Hey guys, it's been a bit, but now I'm finally done with my exams, and I can get back to regularly making videos for you. Or at least try to. We'll see how it goes. But hopefully, it won't take more than a month between videos again. Anyways, the wait is now over, and today we're going to be talking about a fairly popular 80s anime. That anime is Cat's Eye. So, Cat's Eye is a 73-episode-long TV series that premiered in the summer of 1983 and ran until 1985. It was made by Studio Tokyo Movie Shinsha, otherwise known as TMS, and was directed by Yoshio Takeuchi for the first half of this show, which comprises the first 36 episodes, and the second half, which is the final 37 episodes, was directed by Kenji Kodama, who was the director for City Hunter. The anime is based on the manga of the same name, written and illustrated by Tsukasa Hojo, who was also the mangaka behind the massively popular series City Hunter. Cat's Eye was published in Weekly Shounen Jump from 1981 to 1985 and has sold over 18 million copies. The story of Cat's Eye follows the three sisters Hitomi, Rui, and Ai Kisugi. During the day, they work in a cafe called Cat's Eye, which is located right next to the police station. But by night, they become the notorious thieves Cat's Eye, who robs museums and takes paintings and other artifacts that belong to a German artist called Michael Heinz. Heinz is actually the three sisters' father, who has disappeared, and they hope that by reclaiming their father's collection, they can figure out why Heinz has disappeared and where he is hiding. But while the three sisters are busy locating, planning for, and executing their heists, they also have to be careful not to give away their real identities, especially Hitomi, since her boyfriend, Toshio Utsumi, is a detective who's tasked with arresting Cat's Eye. The most important characters in this show are the sisters Hitomi, Rui, and Ai, as well as Toshio. Hitomi is the middle sister, as well as the series' female protagonist. She is the member of Cat's Eye who usually performs the heists. Something she does with ease, as she is quite athletic, and because she is a skilled gymnast who is capable of performing complex acrobatic moves with ease. She is also skilled in martial arts, something which comes in very handy for her when she has to fight her way through tough security guards or criminal gangs. The brains of Cat's Eye is the older sister, Rui. She acts as the leader of the gang due to her high intelligence, and she is usually the one who plans out how Hitomi will perform the heist. Rui is also a skilled actress, and is easily able to disguise herself. Lastly, in the Cat's Eye trio, we have the youngest sister, Ai. She is a high school student, but definitely not your typical high school girl. She has a genius level IQ, though this never really shows too much in the show. But other than that, she is a skilled mechanic, and is very adept in computer programming, as well as engineering. She is usually the one who makes the gadgets that Cat's Eye use for their heists. Last, but most certainly not least, we have the great detective himself, Toshio Utsumi. He serves as the series' male protagonist, and is also Hitomi's boyfriend. He is assigned to the Inunaki District Police Station in Tokyo, and is assigned to the Cat's Eye case. Toshio might not be very good at collecting evidence, or really all that good at his job in general, something that leads to him getting chewed out by his boss. But his dogged determination is what keeps him going. He has also made a promise to keep himself 100% focused on catching Cat's Eye, and that is that he will ask Hitomi to marry him once he has arrested the thief, whose identity remains a mystery to the police. If only he knew how difficult it would be for him to keep that promise. Cat's Eye quite clearly takes a lot of inspiration from series such as Lupin III, and just like it, Cat's Eye is a completely episodic show that tends to focus on a specific painting or artifact that they have to steal during the episode. There's also the cat and mouse game between Cat's Eye and the police, with plenty of character banter and strange ways in which the sisters outfox the police. The show tends to stick to its formula of them figuring out where the next piece in Heinz's collection is located, and then the three sisters go to steal it. Very rarely does it do something other than that. But that is not to say that the heists are the only thing that happen in an episode. We get to see the efforts the police are putting into catching Cat's Eye as well. They even get a special investigator sent to them in Mitsuko Asatani, who is there to assist the police in their pursuit of the thieves. She also acts as one of the few characters in the police who actually has a brain and is able to use logic, which makes her a bit of a tricky customer for Cat's Eye to navigate. There is also quite a lot of comedy sprinkled in, as well as some fan service. Now, the fanservice in this show is just some light teasing, so it never gets too bad. But it's quite clear that this is an 80s anime, as it really loves its attractive women wearing tights. Not that I mind. Overall, I thought Cat's Eye was a fun show. Me being someone who really likes Lupin III, I was looking forward to seeing how this show would play with that formula. Ultimately, I thought this show played it very safe, and simply stuck to what it knew, and with it being 73 episodes, it can make for a bit of a boring watch in the long run. For me, this wasn't really a problem though. I enjoyed it for what it was, and I especially appreciate how the show portrayed the relationship with Hitomi and Toshio. In the second half of the show, they start touching on how hard it is for Hitomi that she has to deceive the man she loves. And on the flip side of that, we see that Toshio is getting more and more frustrated at himself because he can't completely trust Hitomi, since he can't completely clear her as a suspect. This dynamic is in my opinion one of the biggest strengths of the series. It would have done the show a lot of good if it would have focused more on this element. But sadly, it mostly takes the easy way out of getting too serious about this topic, by often having the characters acting a bit too dumb for their own good, or just having random elements like short-term memory loss or temporary blindness come up and save the day, when they are face to face and Toshio is about to discover Hitomi's true identity. It does touch a bit more on this concept towards the end of the show, and that is in my opinion when the show is at its best, at least when they are taking it seriously. Comedy is still a big part of this show, so a lot of those moments do eventually devolve into jokes, which is a bit annoying. But this is based on a Shounen Jump manga, so I guess it makes sense that they didn't want it to be too serious and adult. One thing that I did not like about this show though, was that despite having this underlying plot of Cat's Eye trying to find out where their father is hiding, that never really got explored, and they simply decided to focus on Cat's Eye stealing back Heinz's collection. I would have liked to see them do more with actually trying to find out what happened to their father, but sadly the show ends without any real conclusion to the story. Now, from what I understand, the manga goes further with the story than the anime does, but obviously, I'm not talking about the manga here, so that doesn't really matter from the point of view of the anime. Overall, I thought the Cat's Eye anime is just a slightly above average show. It had the potential to do so much more than what it did, but ultimately, it decided to just play it safe. So unless you are really into Lupin and the Lupin formula, then I don't suggest watching this show, as it is quite long and doesn't really have a satisfying ending. It's still a fun watch in my opinion, but it could have been more. So those were my thoughts on the 80s anime Cat's Eye. It's a fun enough show for the time, but not something that stands out. But that said, I still had a lot of fun watching it. Anyways, now that the video is over, I wanted to take some time to thank you guys for being patient with me for these last months, since my schedule has kind of gone to shit. But most importantly, I want to thank you guys for helping me reach 1k subs. In the 3 years or so combined that I've been making videos for YouTube, I never thought I'd get anywhere near this number. But here we are, so thank you. I definitely want to do something as a celebration for hitting 1k subs, but I'm not entirely sure as to what I want to do yet. So if you have anything you would like to see from me, then please suggest it in the comments. Either way, I'll try to figure something out. So either next video or the one after that, I will do something special. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more anime related content from the Anime Top Scholar. Peace!